Alright everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Matt and this is the Gaming Corner. So in today's video we are going to be talking about racing wheels, or a racing wheel that I picked up I should say. Probably state that the right way. So as most of you know, I do play racing games like Forza and all that, and I really got into thinking about picking up a wheel. See if I can get a little bit better at what I'm doing. So I did finally break down and I bought a wheel. It is a beginner wheel. I will have down in the bottom linked to the company's website, and I'll have it linked to their eBay website, which is where I actually got my wheel from for a little bit cheaper. The one I did pick up was an open box, and I have to admit I'm loving this thing. I've been testing this thing out now for well over a month, maybe two or something like that. I don't even know offhand, but damn, for a beginner's wheel, this thing is nice. So, I don't have the ability to compare this wheel to really anything else except the wheel I have on my Dreamcast, which isn't that great. So, I can't compare this to like a high-end Moza wheel or a really high-end Thrustmaster or anything like that. But I will say this much for the wheel I'm going to be showing in here and talking about. This thing was well worth the money. Alright, so first things first, I do have what's known as the PX9 racing wheel. I have the PXV9 version, which I have the website up right now, right here for you to see. And it's just shop.epxn.com, but just put in PXN, you can find it. And when I went underneath the racing wheels, I went with the V9 wheel bundle. And this is what I ended up getting. Now, I didn't get this exact version right here. As you can see on this one that I'm showing, it does have the PlayStation buttons on it. This is the one that my son got. The one I got has the Xbox buttons on it. Both of these wheels are compatible with the PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and it's apparently compatible with the Nintendo Switch. I'll talk about that in just a minute though. But yeah, this is what the wheel looks like. It came with the shifter, pedals, everything you needed. And it is a beginner wheel. This thing is only around, right now it's on sale for $139. I got mine for $125. So I got mine for about $10 cheaper. And like I said, I'm enjoying it. It works great. But what a lot of people in the community talk about, if you watch any of those that do the racing on a, I guess you have to say, a more professional thing, a lot of those guys would be using a wheel more like this. This wheel right here is a force feedback one. So this company also makes a force feedback wheel. This is probably going to be the next wheel I'm going to grab, because I really want to try out a force feedback. And you see, they are already Xbox buttons now, but I really want to try a force feedback wheel to see what kind of difference we get. But let's talk about what goes on in some of the games. Now, I've been testing this wheel out in a lot of my racing games, from Forza Motorsports to anything I have on PC, everything I have on Xbox, my Xbox Series, because lucky enough, even though it does not say it's compatible with the 360, if you have racing games from the 360 on your Xbox One or Xbox Series, this wheel will work, which makes that a lot more fun. Alright, so let's talk about the first game I really want to try this out in, the new wheel. And it is the Astro Quartet, or whatever the heck it's called, ACCS or something like that. This is a game I really want to try out the wheel in. Now, I was having some other issues with this game. For some reason, it's running at 144 hertz. My total only running at 120. So I get other issues because my monitor really hates 144 hertz, even though it is 144 hertz. But this game is one that I really, really wanted to have a wheel for, because I suck at it with a controller. So I took a lot of time trying to figure out how to race in this one. I still did not do very well, but I had to go ahead and play this, and I have to admit, this game feels so much better with the racing wheel. Now, there are two other versions of this game yet. I have both of them, and I've tried out the wheel in both, and the wheel is marvelous in these games. It makes it feel so much better. So definitely something to look into if you play this game or you've been trying to and you just can't seem to get it to work. Definitely look into the wheel for this one. It is well worth the money. The next game in the list that I really wanted to play was my Forza Motorsports. Now, this is the newest one that they just released on the Xbox Series X and PC, and this is an online race that I'm doing here. And I enjoy this game. It works great with a controller, but I really, now that I got the wheel, I gotta play it. On the PC, it's easy. You know, plug in the wheel, USB, boom, good to go. Xbox, when you do it, you have to plug in the Xbox controller also to the wheel. So that way there tells the wheel it's in Xbox mode, apparently. But no matter how you look at it, it works fine. Don't mind watching this race right here. I didn't do great. But this is another one that I had to use the wheel on. Now, I became a huge fan of this Forza game. I think it looks really good. I think it plays good. I know a lot of people don't like it because they're Gran Turismo fans. Well, unfortunately, I don't have Gran Turismo 7 because I don't have a PS5, so I can't compare the two, but I do like the way this one plays. And yeah, controlling is so much easier with the steering wheel because you can physically, I don't know how to phrase it other than when you're going around a corner, you know, you can hold it a lot better on a steering wheel than you can with the analog sticks on the Xbox controller. The steering wheel is just easier to hold in those corners. So this has made all of the difference. I'm really enjoying this. I've actually have started to place higher in races online because I actually been doing a little bit better at handling those corners, except don't watch that part. But yes, it is quite fun having the wheel in this Forza, all the way down to Forza 5, which was an original Xbox One release, Forza 5, Forza 6, Forza 7, and then Forza Motorsports. I used the wheel on all those, including the Forza, what do they call it again? Apex, that they originally released on the PC, which you can't get anymore. It was part of the Forza, I believe, 6. It was like the first try that they did with Forza for the PC. And the wheel is so much fun in that one. There was one race in there that I've never been able to do because you have to do it with a shifter and have everything turned on to its max settings. And yeah, I'm enjoying the hell out of playing it. Alright, so the next couple games I'm going to talk about here are the games that, once I got the wheel, these are older games, and I really wanted to find out how the wheel worked on those, because they're really great games, but just having that racing wheel would make the games even better, especially with the way you can control the wheel. So these next couple games I talk about are the ones that really sold me big time on it and just makes those games so much more fun. So let's go talk about those real quick. Alright, so here we go. If you know what this game is, you know what it is. This is Need for Speed Pro Street. Now this game, I love playing already. I've beaten it in the past. I have the wheel hooked up to this right now. And as a side note, for anybody wondering, this version of the game I have here is actually off the CD version. I actually do own an actual physical copy of the game. And I also own it on the EA store, what they call it now, the EA app, or whatever the hell it is. I can't get the game to work off the EA app, but the CD works fine on Windows 11, because that's what I'm playing it on right here. And this game, oh my god, with the wheel is even so much better than with the controller. I don't know how to phrase it other than that. It's just insane. The control you get, just everything. You see here, I'm still trying to test out different camera angles, see which one I like the best, because this was actually my first test with it. If I let this go long enough, you're going to see what happens when you think you can handle a corner perfectly when I decide to total my car. I found out that this view is the best for it, for me. And yeah, I don't know how to explain it other than this game right here makes it well worth playing with the racing wheel. I think this is where I'm going to crash. Yep. Yeah, I tried to hit that at top speed. That didn't quite work. But yes, if you have Pro Street and you have a racing wheel, definitely hook it up and give it a shot. It is well worth it. The control with the gas pedal, the brake, everything is just 100% worth your time. Alright, so the next game that I tested actually is going to be coming off an emulator. This is Test Drive Le Mans off the Sega Dreamcast. Now this is off the Redream emulator, and I really want to know, one, if the wheel would work on the emulator, if it would pick it up properly with the racing pedals and everything, and I wanted to know, how good it worked in here. I do have, like I said, the racing wheel, the Mad Cat wheel for my Dreamcast, and it works great except for the fact that it doesn't sit still on a desk. It's just crap that way, but that's beyond the point. And I fired up this game because this is an excellent racing game on the Dreamcast. So I had to go and check this out, and lo and behold, the wheel is amazing. I had to figure out, what view I want in the car and all that, but man, the wheel, the pedal, gas pedal, brake pedal, I didn't try anything with shifting quite yet, but it's supposed to be the A button and the B button, which would be, I believe, the paddles on the wheel. If not, I just have to map them to it. But damn, was this fun. Now, another thing too that you're going to notice is since I am using an emulator for this game, the game looks fabulous. Looks great on Dreamcast, but the emulator makes the game look even better. But this was one test that I had to find out if it worked, and it does. I also have a 360 emulator that I run Forza Motorsports 2 on because this wheel is not compatible with the 360, but it works perfectly on the emulator. But alright, so as you can see right here, this is another one that I had to do, and this makes it well worth it. We got one more game to talk about that the minute I put the wheel in for this one, yeah, there's nothing, I don't know how to phrase it besides if you have this game and this unit still and you want a wheel, this wheel will work with it, and it makes this game even better. So let's go check that one out. Alright, so here we go. This is Gran Turismo 5 on the PlayStation 3. Now, when it came to the PlayStation 3, I have a couple of racing games. I have an F1 2010, I have Grid, and I have Pro Street, and I have Gran Turismo 5. Gran Turismo 5 is the only one where the wheel and pedals worked as a plug-and-play type idea. Just plug it in and go. All the other games I would have gone in and reprogrammed for. That's why I think the wheel that my son got, the one marked for the PlayStation, would probably have worked better. But Gran Turismo 5 was the only game I really wanted to use the wheel on because the Gran Turismo games are extremely good, they're fun, and I really wanted a wheel for this one. And the wheel has made such a difference on Gran Turismo that now I'm looking at trying to find a wheel for my 360. You did not just see me spin out there. But yeah, I want a wheel for the 360 for my 360 games, all the racing games I got on there. And yeah, there is no way to put it other than if you have a PS3 and you have Gran Turismo 5 and you don't have a racing wheel, you really need to look into one because it is well worth it. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video I was going to mention something about the Switch. Yes, the wheel works on the Switch. I only have one racing game on there that I would want to use it on, and that would be Virtual Racing. I can get the wheel to work all the way up to where it tells me to insert the coin on Virtual Racing, and then I get nothing. So for me, the Switch really wasn't a big deal. This is more for PC, Xbox, and Gran Turismo 5 on the Xbox. So Gran Turismo 5 on the Xbox. Gran Turismo 5 on the PlayStation 3. So, all in all, for $125 or $130, depending on if you get this thing on sale and from where, for that price, this wheel, in my opinion, was well worth the money. Granted, it doesn't have the force feedback, so, from what I understand, when you're going around corners and that force feedback wheel will shake. This one does have the little motors in it like you get in your controller, so you do get a little bit of shaking, but it doesn't feel like a force feedback type thing. But physically wise, yeah, for the price I paid, 125 bucks, this wheel gets a big thumbs up for me. And if you're not into hardcore racing to where you're going to be online constantly taking on people and doing it as like a full-time job type thing, like a professional online racer, you probably don't need anything too expensive. But if you're just curious and you want to start off with something to see how it works, I do feel this is a good wheel to use. There are probably better ones out there, so definitely keep an eye on prices and that. And just go from there. The other only really bad part with this wheel is pretty much none of the games that I play pick up that this is one of the wheels. They're all looking for like Logitech or Thrustmaster or the Fantech wheels and the Moza wheels. So PXN seems to be kind of a newer company bringing out these things, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but this wheel works like a charm. Definitely something to look into. Alright everybody, I want to thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next review of a new pair of headphones I picked up because I want to try out a cheap set of headphones, and I'm actually kind of impressed with these suckers, so we'll see you in that video next.